Mia clutched the faded photograph. 10 years, a lifetime ago. Jake's eyes, full of dreams, met hers. They were young, crazy in love. Then, silence. A misunderstanding, a hasty goodbye. A decade of what-ifs echoed in her heart.
Now she was driving to their hometown. Her grandmother's funeral, a bittersweet reunion. The thought of facing Jake after all these years. Terrifying, exhilarating.
Mia traced the lines on the photo. His smile, the way he held her hand, all came rushing back. The years melted away. She could almost feel his touch, hear his laughter. What if? The question haunted her. What if she had fought harder, spoken her truth? Now it felt too late. Too much time had passed. The air crackled with unspoken words when their eyes met at the funeral. Jake, older, a shadow of the boy she knew, yet undeniably him. His eyes still held that familiar warmth, a flicker of the pain they shared.
"Mia," he breathed, his voice rough with emotion. "You haven't changed a bit."
Days later, facing a long drive back, a crazy idea popped into Mia's head.
Road trip, she blurted out. We could use my grandmother's vintage car.
Jake hesitated, then a slow smile spread across his face.
"Are you serious?"
The engine purred to life, echoing the hesitant hope blooming in Mia's chest. As they drove away from the only home they'd ever known, it felt like the start of something new, or maybe a continuation of something unfinished. Miles flew by, filled with shared jokes, old memories, and comfortable silences. They fell into an easy rhythm, like no time had passed at all. Yet everything was different.
"Remember that old diner?" Jake asked one evening, pulling up to a quaint roadside restaurant. "The one with the jukebox and the heart-shaped booths."
Maya laughed, the sound echoing in the diner.
How could I forget? Your Elvis impersonation was legendary.
As they reminisced, Mia noticed how Jake's eyes lingered on her, a depth she hadn't seen before. His hand brushed hers as he reached for the menu, sending shivers down her spine. That night, under a canopy of stars, Jake turned to her, his gaze intense.
"You know," he began, his voice low, "I never stopped thinking about you, Mia. Not once in 10 years.
Mia's breath hitched.
Jake.
"You were it for me, Mia." "You're the map that never left my heart," he confessed, his hand cupping her cheek.
Tears welled up in her eyes.
What are we so afraid of, Jake? She whispered, her heart pounding.
He leaned in, his lips brushing against hers.
"Maybe, just maybe, we're afraid of admitting we were meant to find our way back to each other."
And then their lips met. The kiss was electric, a culmination of years of longing, regret, and unspoken feelings. In that moment, Mia knew this road trip wasn't just a journey back to their past. It was a second chance at love, a chance to rewrite their story. As they drove towards the horizon, hand in hand, Mia realized something profound. Jake wasn't just her co-pilot on this road trip. He was her heart's home, and she was finally ready to stay.